All right. Well, happy Sunday. How you doing today, Juwan?
I'm good. It's a good football Sunday, man.
Yeah, it really was. I'm still wearing my Giants jersey. My hoodie. For two reasons. One, because the Giants played today, and because I'm fucking freezing. I did a quick video early this morning that I recorded about baseball, but I still wore this anyway. But yeah. So look, I'm glad we got to do this today because I know we were sort of behind on the last episode, but this
Mhm.
was the episode 7 for the Chucky series. Uh, what was it? Double the loss, twice the grieving, or something like that,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
penultimate episode. Again, I only just found that out like a week or so ago. I thought we were getting like 10 episodes, and it's like, no, you're getting 8. But I'm glad I wasn't the only one because I was kind of watching a breakdown the other day of this episode, and they also thought that there was like 10 episodes. But I think that's because of IMDb.
It's also let's give you some credit here. It's very weird for television to have 8 to 9 episodes, but not 10 to 12.
Yeah.
So that is very weird. That doesn't usually ever happen. So shoot you some kind of bill.
Oh. So you got a chance to watch it. I got a chance to watch it. I think I watched it. I think Tuesday night actually, just not
Yeah.
live. I watched it just after it got recorded. What'd you think of this episode? I personally, I thought it was okay. I thought it was actually good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I it goes back because I was right, but 100% wrong. I thought Chucky was going to make what's his name a killer.
Jake.
Jake. I would have never guessed he would have made Junior a killer. But I mean, look, the whole point of Chucky is funny because he seems to have been this whole season just kind of just like, all right, putting all my cards with Jake. And then when Jake was just like, nah, I can't do it. I'm a lover. I don't really kill. He
Yeah.
was just like, well, somebody in this town that is a child will murder. I promise you that. And he just kind of started going down the line and he was just like, Junior.
Yeah.
I just had to make him rather than him just naturally wanting to be angry and kill people. I mean, just try to kill the only person he trusts and love right now, his mom. And then that should push him just enough over the edge. My only issue with this episode had to be when before Jake goes to leave, right?
Mhm.
Jake, the same guy who had been talking to Chucky in his own room with the door closed, whispering somewhat as other people listened, right?
Mhm.
Now, Jake is listening in, and then he kind of just goes, nah, he must just
Yeah.
be talking to himself. I'll go.
Yeah.
What?
Nothing to see. Nothing to see here. I found
What?
that. Yeah, I found that odd too. I was a little. I was a little upset at that moment too. Because you can clearly hear. I mean, first of all, he knows what Chucky sounds like because he had Chucky whispering in his ear,
Exactly.
and us as the audience clearly heard Chucky and Junior talking to each other.
Mm-hmm.
If not, like you said, Junior was whispering to himself. So what? Coming from experience, like you said, Jake experienced the same thing
Right.
with Chucky, and you're looking for him, you're hunting other dolls. Obviously he pays this one guy when he sees him transporting a good guy doll, he pays the money and try to find out where it was going. So he's doing all this, and like you said, perfect example of just I don't understand, just weird writing.
It was. It was kind because I'm like, even if the writers were trying to say like Jake had already tried to talk to Junior, Junior bit his head off, so it was more so just like he didn't want to bother him, but he kind of just wanted to see if he was okay, so he was listening in. And he's
Mhm.
like, well, I guess he sounds okay, so I'll just go. Even still, just have it to where he opens the door, and then you could just have it to where Junior yells at him, and then he closes it and runs off. I could accept that.
Mhm.
But no, I'm sorry, and that wasn't the only thing. The other thing was when Jake is stealing the money from his uncle, Junior's watching it and is just like, I
Yeah.
want to kill my dad instead. I'll let you steal the money from my family, but I'm
The
gonna kill him.
that part I took, and it's funny because I think because I'm kind of watching it while we were talking. I
Mhm.
think that's about to happen. He's definitely talking to his dad, but uh, it could be that maybe he was as the money was taken and as he was walking away, then Junior comes to that step and looks, but it did kind of look like he saw.
Like he sat there the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was weird. But here's the other thing though too. Even if you're Jake and you don't go through the door, let's say he doesn't even go through the motions of opening the door, either catching Chucky in the act talking to Junior or whatever. Just stand there a little longer. Because he would have heard everything Chucky was telling him.
Yep.
So yeah.
I didn't know dolls were that hard.
Yeah, apparently they are.
I haven't had a doll since I was maybe 3.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't know, but to be able to bash someone's skull in with a doll, that was something. And by the way, huge kudos to the writing on this scene. When Junior's dad walks in and he's clearly drunk out of his mind, right?
Yeah.
And he's talking to Junior, and then Chucky spins his head. I love that scene because Chucky in that moment knows how plastered Junior's dad is. So in his mind, he's like, even if I can't achieve what I'm looking to achieve right now, his dad's so drunk he won't ever believe that a doll is walking, talking, spinning its head, cursing and whatnot. He'll think he's just losing it, right? So I love that because it was one of those things where it's just like, I'm sorry, did your doll just talk? Like what? What?
Yeah.
So I really did love that scene, and I'm very curious because I feel, and again, you know this, Joe, I have not seen any of these episodes, no screeners, nothing. It's just, I'm always a theory guy. I really do think that when all this stuff goes down in the house, right, and the kids think Chucky's gone, he's done, he's out of here. I think Chucky's gonna put his subconscious into Junior. I think he's gonna put it into Junior.
I'm expecting that as well. And the other thing too, because I know you said a while back that was probably what he was going to do, and then I had said, well, maybe not make Jake a killer, but maybe his ultimate goal is to try to transfer his body. But then I question if he was even still able to do that. Anyway, long story short, and it was bothering me because I couldn't remember if I said it out loud. But a few episodes ago, I was thinking to myself, wouldn't it be a kind of a twist if Junior ends up being the killer? I don't think I've ever said it, and I can't take credit for it now. No, I didn't. I didn't say it.
You can take credit for it now. If you said
No, because it bothers me because I don't want to be one of those people like, oh, I was thinking, but you didn't say it. But I was even thinking, I was like, well, it would be kind of cool because Junior's is the one that doesn't believe them,
right?
But maybe
no. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, but I was saying, but Chucky had been in his ear prior to this episode because Junior, the way they kind of met up, he wasn't shocked at all, Junior. So it leads me to believe that maybe Chucky was doing something behind the scenes with Junior as well. Because
I don't know. The writing on that was poor, but it made it seem as though he was just so low. He was just, you know what it is, and you'll like this comparison. He had his Anakin moment. Anakin in Attack of the Clones would have never succumbed to Sidious, right? It took the grief, it took the loss, it took the fear for Anakin to then just go, you know what? Maybe there is a better way going this way rather than the way I've been taught my entire life.
Right.
So I think Junior in that moment, I think if you caught Junior before his mom died and he saw Chucky, he would have freaked out, tried to set it on fire, kill it, whatever. He was more accepting to it because he was in such a feeling of loss and grief that he was just like, you know what he's saying is making sense. You know what I'm saying? Because Chucky hit him with a few doses of reality, and he took it.
What Chucky was telling him, I'm not saying I can understand what Junior why he bought it and why he was able to be persuaded.
Mm-hmm.
My point is, if I have lost my mom, but I'm just saying, let's pretend I'm that age, right? And I lose my mom, and there's so much shit going wrong in my life at that moment. I don't care how down I am. I don't care how depressed I am. If I walk in my room and there's a talking doll, I'm going to give a little bit more of a surprise reaction than him just being like they were old friends.
To be fair, though, that some of the circumstances are different. Like the way his mom died and the idea of battling, like, I know my mom couldn't have done this on purpose. You know what I'm saying? To where it's like he's just battling that. then seeing his dad kiss some strange chick at
which
his
was
mom's
perfectly
face.
planned, by the way.
Yes, it was.
Perfectly planned.
Yes, it
That
was.
was some fucking, scandalous shit right there, and that also leads me to believe that her and Chucky have to be conversing because that moment is what pretty much pushed him even further because when he's telling Chucky and Chucky's like, "Oh, no," like, he was acting surprised, I thought that was bullshit.
Yeah. See, I don't think so. I don't think Chucky knows unless they're trying to say, and you would know this better than me, so please let me know. But I don't think his consciousness is able to stretch to where they all see
See,
what
that's what
he's
I'm starting to think is the case because if you're so it's not about consciousness. Conscious holy shit. Say the word for me.
I was trying to swallow my
That's
food.
what she said. That's what she said.
Almost made me
It's not about consciousness, right?
There you go.
It's more about he's splitting his soul. That's
Mhm.
what he's doing. He's literally he's basically putting a piece of his soul in each of these dolls.
Right.
So maybe they are kind of connected to the point where
That'd be weird
it
then.
is weird. I dude, I don't know
If
the
you
rules of
could
this. I
if
don't.
you could no, I know. But it's like if you could do that though, why like if you could be a human body,
Mhm.
right? And then just come here and murder everybody, what's the purpose of the
I
doll?
agree.
So to me, I'm like the only way this would make sense to me is that they share a soul, right? But they don't share the same mental because it's like if you're Chucky, you had to have so long ago said, "Hey, my body is here with these kids, and these kids are pretty good. Come here, kill these kids, and get
Mhm.
me the hell up out of here." So the fact that he didn't, and I don't think coming back to this town was was what's her name, Tiffany's plan for that Chucky. I think she doesn't know that that Chucky is there. I think
Okay.
this is their plan for this current Chucky that is inside of what's her name's body.
No, remember that Chucky, even though it's not that Chucky anymore because Tommy was possessed by the Chucky, but the initial Chucky that was brought to Jake Wheeler or given to Jake Wheeler was dropped off by Tiffany. That was confirmed by Don Mancini in the very first episode.
Oh, well, did she know? Like, did a
Not that
movie?
she knew that Jake was going to be the one to take him.
No, but did she know that that Chucky was active and that it
Yes.
wasn't just a regular doll?
Yeah.
So then that's even more
Yeah.
confusing.
She knows. She knows about all these Chuckies. And then she's also getting the other thing is too, I don't know if you've seen it because they showed you right after the episode was over, a look at the following week.
I did, but I wasn't gonna say nothing in case you
No,
didn't.
but dude, and you see an army of them.
Right.
There's an army of them. So she's been having all different types of Chuck because you're going to ask where are they coming from? Obviously, she's getting people transporting them over because that one guy that Jake intercepts was delivering it to that address.
Right.
So
So interesting.
yeah, it's crazy. She's building a basically an army of Chuckies.
I'm so this show is so confusing.
It is confusing because I don't know its ultimate plan. I don't. I guess we're going to find out in the finale, but
It's not
um
only that; it's just that the plan. Let me not say the plan, but the story, not the story,
no,
the
you're right.
concept
The story because
sense right now.
it's there's too many branches of the story. It's not one straight line.
Yeah.
And
And
then
I have
obviously,
to believe that there's going to be a season 2. They're not gonna go
yeah, I don't think they're gonna wrap it up in a bow.
yeah, I think they're just gonna do a season 2, and then if season 2 does really well, maybe you branch that into a movie.
Mhm.
But they made this for a series, and if the numbers are doing well, I don't see them changing it. My only question is, do you move? Like, I really don't. I told you when I watch horror movies, I don't have any interest really to see like maybe OG characters like Andy, but I have no interest in seeing returning cast in
Yeah, you
anything.
don't need to have the same cat. Like if
Right.
Jake and you already know this about me. If Jake is not in the second season, I'm fine with that.
If no one except for Junior is in the second season, I am
And Lexi, I
all
told you, Lexi grew on me. I like Lexi as a character now. I do.
kind of feel like if Lexi is there, I mean, because it's like maybe does Jake go wherever the kid goes? If
Devin?
yeah, where Devin goes if they survive,
Yeah.
maybe. But I don't want. I feel like if you bring two people, there's a chance that like, oh, guess who's back in town? It's Devin. I don't want none of that. I want them gone. If anything, I'll give you this, Joe. If anything, I will take Junior and Lexi becoming the new Chucky and Tiffany. I'll take
Okay.
that
That's a possibility,
over
dude.
anything else.
That's actually a possibility. That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, I'll take that over anything else. Anything else will annoy my soul. I also, you already know, I'm not a huge fan of things with kids because they make them too dramatic and sometimes they're just overly annoying.
Mhm.
So I'm like, yeah, if you're gonna do that, at least do it to where it's like it's not really them. It's Tiffany and Chucky with their souls
I
in
was
body.
I was at the scene with Junior watching, Jake steal the money. He was there the whole time.
Right? He was there the whole time.
The whole
The
time.
weirdest thing.
Just staring there watching, and then he just waited for Jake to leave. Because I think his gripe now is with the dad, not with Jake.
Yeah, but still, I could despise my dad like no tomorrow. There's no way I'm watching someone steal from my dad.
Oh. Story-wise, they had to do that because Jake is a main character, I guess. He couldn't do whatever. But and then of course the episode ends with Andy at the door.
Yeah.
So we don't know. Now here, what do you think? Do you think Andy's coming at his character because look, he was obviously a kid actor in the very original in the 88 film and of course was it 89 or 90? I think it was 90 when Child's Play 2 came out. But even still, he was in the first two originals and then obviously the newer ones that were direct to video.
Mm-hmm.
Does he come out of this alive? Because he obviously understands what kind of stakes are involved and how dangerous it is because that's why he left Kyle.
Right.
He left her. He cares about her. He doesn't want anything to happen to her.
Right.
So I'm wondering if this is where they say, okay, you know what? It's been 30 something years. We're gonna do away with the Andy Barclay character. What do you think?
I don't know, man, because that's a huge question. Because Andy, I compare to Jamie Lee Curtis in
Yeah, very good. Good
in
analogy. Good
Halloween.
comparison. Yeah.
They're bonded, and it's like, yeah, do I see Jamie Lee Curtis not wanting to be Laurie Strode in the next 6 Halloween movies? 100%. Do I think she probably dies in this next movie? 100%. But to me, if you're doing Andy, you could say at least Laurie's having like some really huge moments before ultimately being booted out of the franchise, right? So I'm like, for Andy, we hadn't seen him. He was in the last 2 movies, you said? Not the
He was
reboot,
in an
the other.
end credit. So in Curse of Chucky, he was in an end credit scene,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
And in the Cult of Chucky, he had somewhat of a bigger role.
Okay, so in my mind, okay, so let me say this. This is what I would prefer. I would prefer if whatever happens, happens, whoever survives, survives, but Andy is leading a new team of people to hunt down Chucky's.
Mhm.
You know, because I can't, I'm starting to look at Chucky the way I've always looked at Fast and the Furious. I stopped taking you serious a long time ago. So just go as insane as you possibly can, right? Throw the script in the garbage and just go balls to the wall crazy. So if you're going to do that with Chucky, I want it to be the Chucky Hunters, right? The Chucky Hunters, where they all agree, hey, we're going to go across the world and kill all Chuckies till we get to the final one and kill him. Kill him
Mhm.
and Tiffany. I want that. And then on one end, you have that team forming. On the other end, this maybe ends with Chucky and Tiffany going to find their kids. And then we build the Chucky family versus the Chucky Hunters. That's what I want.
All right. All right. I'm with that. I see. And the other thing is too, to go back to what you said earlier, how possibly a season 2, and if that does well, maybe a movie or whatever they want to do further.
Mm-hmm.
I thought when we were doing this show week to week and we were going over each episode and doing whatever, I started thinking that maybe, and I could be wrong, that maybe the reason why each episode is either not as good or I'm having issues with this and you're having issues with that is because it's a series. And maybe it would have been better suited as a movie. But you're saying that you like it as a series.
To me, it's very difficult to do, right? Like, you couldn't take Halloween and make it a series,
No.
right? It's too serious, right? There's no humor attached to it, really. It's too
Yeah,
serious.
there is. Yeah, you're right.
So it would be one of those just unnecessary things to do. Chucky, because it's so playful, you can just expand it and really stretch it to what you want.
Mhm.
So to me, if Mancini came out tomorrow and said no season 2, We're doing a trilogy of movies. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you're Mancini, I think people can consume things better in series form. Like a lot of people said, "Oh, Falcon and Winter Soldier should have been a movie." Well, I don't know if we would have enjoyed it for a movie, because at least with a show, you can go, all right, there's 8 episodes. I can pick out a lot of what I don't like,
Mhm.
call it filler or whatever. But picture having to sit through 2.5 hours of everything Falcon and the Winter Soldier was. I
Yeah.
don't think it was that good that I would have wanted to have to sit there
No.
for 2.5 hours and experience that.
No.
I
Based on what we got, I think a series was the best way to do it.
right, right.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like I like that they're able to be exactly who Chucky is. I told you when I saw that first episode and he said the F word, I said, I'm watching this on USA though, and
Yep.
it's only like 10 o'clock. Like it's not
Yeah.
even like
I
it's at
thought the same
midnight.
thing.
So I'm like, they're really just letting Mancini do whatever he wants to do,
Mhm.
keep Chucky as authentic as possible. So when I saw that, I said, well, if they're gonna let if they're gonna let the leash off, by all means, go as crazy as they let you go. So to me, if they're giving you the freedom, let them do it. Because I honestly don't know what studio right now would want another Chucky movie after what that reboot just did.
Yeah. No, yeah. Yeah, I got you. Well, look, like I said, I did enjoy this episode.
Mhm.
Maybe probably even my favorite so far. I know I said I enjoyed the episode prior to this, but this one, I liked a lot. I did. And the fact that we got one more episode to go, the fact that it showed briefly, again, not in the episode itself, but in the prelude to the upcoming episode, it basically showed that the stakes are high. Now I'm thinking though, if it is a split soul,
Mhm.
what they would have to do, which I don't know if that's the case. I mean, I'm literally speculating here, but I'm assuming to take them all out, you just have to kill the original. Or you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it's it's like a tethered soul. So you kind of you destroy the main host,
Yeah.
and then the rest of them should go.
Mhm.
But the question remains:
We
do
don't know
they
which
come
one, but we don't know which one is the real one.
Not only that, you killed Chucky, that doesn't stop Tiffany. I don't think
No.
anyone knows about Tiffany.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. They did all this research for Chucky. Now, of
Mhm.
course, the kids are now going to find out about Tiffany.
Yeah.
No one knew about Tiffany before. So it's like, well, now that's Chucky's advantage. Because they could go, oh man, we're killing all these kids, everyone's done. Then the kids might get a advantage, and it's like, all right, Chucky's finally gone. Then Tiffany comes and just starts stabbing people up, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like that's the hidden key right there. It's Tiffany. So I'm curious how she comes to play
Yeah.
and
You're
all.
right. You're right. Because we can get more of her character itself. Not necessarily just Chucky, because she's a sadistic person as well. I mean, the reason why they broke up was because he was killing people without her.
Right.
Which we
Right.
find which we never knew was the reason why they split, because, we never really get to know her until Bride of Chucky.
To be
But
fair though, women when you come home without anything for them to eat, they get pretty angry.
oh, yeah.
so so I
Oh,
guess
yeah.
in killing terms, that's the equivalent of that.
Yeah.
Like, you brought me nobody's home? I want a divorce.
And I also do wanna give a quick, I guess, round of applause, or, just a quick, mention that in this episode, it kinda goes around full circle because, Fiona Dorff, who plays Nika, has played her father,
Hmm.
as dressed up as a man,
Yep.
plays, Nika, but what do you call it? I'm sorry, plays Chucky
Hmm.
in Nika's body,
Yep.
and now played, uh, Chucky pretending to be Nika.
Yes.
Which great, which was
Yep.
really good. I kinda had a feeling that was, about to happen.
She has to be paying her therapist overtime. Overtime. Because they always say doing that kind of just makes you feel like you're going crazy.
Yeah,
So I have to imagine in her head is just like, I don't know who's who. Like, am I Chucky right now? And it's like,
yeah.
no, that's not. That's a character. Like,
No, it was, really crazy, and I think I made a mistake. I don't, because I was obviously I'm talking to you and we're doing the show, and I can't really, I don't know if he just killed his father yet, but I don't think it was the initial kiss at the funeral. It was when she comes over and gives the Swedish meatballs is what was the
yes, because
catalyst.
she alludes to, which also, by the way, was super confusing. She alludes to the idea that there's a secret that
Mhm.
his dad's not telling.
Yep.
He didn't even ask what the secret was.
Yeah.
Like, he got angry because of that moment and then never asked his
She's
dad
like,
to
"Oh, no,
elaborate.
I said too much. Please don't tell him. Please don't tell him." "What?
Right.
Tell him what? I don't know. You didn't tell me anything."
What happened? So I'm
Yeah.
like, is that his real mom? Maybe? Like, what's happening here? Because when he killed, it was so easy for him. He didn't hesitate. He didn't think about it. There was no remorse.
Well, he says something about the mom, though, that's why.
Who?
The father. Or
No,
doesn't he
no,
say
no.
something? No, but I'm saying that I think that's what made it easy for him to, I mean, he was already at that point, but I think the
Oh, he did
breaking
say the
point
line. Yeah, he
was
did
he
say the
makes a
line
line
where
saying that, uh, what does he say?
he essentially alluded to, and I'm paraphrasing, that the mother killed herself because of him.
Pretty much.
Right.
Something like that.
Right. But
So,
still, you usually see all the time when kids do that, they're crying, because it's like, I was just angry. I didn't really, you know what I'm saying? He didn't seem to have any regret. And here's the even crazier part. He hid his dad in the closet. So no part of him feels sorry about it or
no,
remorseful.
no.
So this whole time, remember, I kept saying I thought maybe Jake was the one who killed his mom, and maybe that's why he's maybe a little off.
Mhm.
I was wrong there. Maybe Junior, that wasn't his real mom. What if Tiffany is his mom?
I don't know. I honestly don't think that, the father has any, because the father looked at her like he didn't know who she was. I don't think there's
I don't know, because I saw that more so as just like, what are you doing
like, what
here?
the fuck are you doing here? I don't know.
Why would you show up here of all places? Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's
Because to me,
possible.
it's like, if you're Tiffany, what was that? I don't understand.
That was just to stir the pot because she knew that that's why I'm thinking that her and Chucky are in cahoots. That Chucky that's in that house, or
Mhm.
they know because I think that was done purposely to basically send him over the edge. That's the only thing I could think of.
I guess.
Hopefully, we'll find out on Tuesday. I really hope that's
I hope
mentioned,
so. I hope so, bro.
and I hope Andy does stick around because unlike Jamie Lee Curtis, not Alex Vincent's obviously younger. And what else is he gonna do? I'm not saying Jamie Lee Curtis has a bunch of shit lined up either, but I'm sure he does want to continue the role. I just it's up to Don Mancini and whether he wants the character to live on. So
Yeah, because this is different. Like, this isn't like when you watch an Avengers movie and you're like, yo, all right, everyone can't make it out of this.
mhm.
Someone has to. Like, Andy doesn't have to be the sacrifice here.
No, no,
You could
no.
easily just kill the kids and it's just like, that was enough.
Yeah.
Andy can live. Like, they died, he can live.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's interesting. I hope he doesn't, because I didn't see the two movies where he was in an end credit scene and then the one where he was just in it.
Mhm.
So part of me is kind of just like, my growing with Andy is literally the OG movies and then now. So I'm like, I would like to grow with Andy a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Or just give me a prequel series of what Andy was doing from the last time we saw him
Yeah,
to
that
now.
wouldn't that wouldn't be a bad idea. But really quick, I do want to tell you because I mean it's just an end credit scene. I do want to tell you
Yeah, go
what
ahead.
it was.
Yeah,
So at
don't
the end of
matter.
the film, he has nothing to do with the film at all. There's
Mhm.
nothing with him in it at all. It's all about Nika and her family, and then obviously at the end, she gets committed because they think she's the one that killed her family.
Right.
So we fast forward, and I believe it's Tiffany that sends a package out via mail. It's in a
Mhm.
brown wrapping, whatever, it's being shipped out and it goes to a house. You don't see it's getting delivered to, right?
Right.
The person who accepts the package sets it down, gets a phone call. He's on the phone. You hear the voice, but you don't think anything of it. And I think he's talking to his mom. And they're on the phone. He's like, "Yeah, you whatever." And then the camera kind of pans to around, right? And then you find out, I think via like a picture frame or something like that, that it's Andy.
Right.
Chucky is cutting through whatever, about to attack Andy. Andy turns around with a fucking shotgun. He was ready for him and blows him away. That's why in the I think in the second film, or no, at the end of that film, I can't remember what it was. He has the Chucky head that he tortures. It's
Mhm.
that doll. So
Oh, it was that one. Okay, so then that's the connection. Okay, see,
yeah,
I like that. I like that you told me that. So then now, no, I don't. If Chucky dies, to me, he deserves not Chucky. I'm sorry. If Andy
Andy.
dies, he deserves a movie. That'd be like killing Thanos in a WandaVision episode.
Okay.
He
Yeah, no, I
deserves a
agree.
bigger moment.
I agree. And then in the other film where he has a little bit more of a role, they introduce Kyle again, reintroduce Kyle in her end credit scene. And she's there at the house to take care of the head while Andy's not there to torture it even more, which was crazy. Yeah. So I don't know what I think that head.
You come over, I'm about to head out. It's like, what do you need me to do over there? I just
Yeah,
need you to keep torturing this head while I'm gone.
yeah, exactly.
You feed it, neglect it, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So that's pretty much. But yeah, but he himself has a little bit more of a role in Cult of Chucky, which is basically what introduces everything that's unfolding here. Nika being possessed by Charles Lee Ray, Tiffany. No, we already Tiffany took over. What do you call it? Jennifer Tilly's body in Seed. So we already knew that.
Seed? I thought that was. Wait.
Yeah.
No. What was the one? What was
in
the
Seed
one
of
where
Chucky?
we first meet Tiffany? That's when we first meet Tiffany.
No, we meet Tiffany in Bride.
Chucky. I thought she did it in Bride.
No, she takes over Jennifer Tilly's body, the actress.
Oh! I see what you're saying.
In Seed of Chucky. Yeah.
All right. My fault.
So
what I was thinking in my head is the fact that in Bride of Chucky,
we see Jennifer Tilly.
No, but she's voiced by Jennifer Tilly.
Yes.
That's what was confusing me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. She so we everything else that's been unfolding, like I said, Nika being possessed by Charles E. Ray, and then his soul being split into all these different dolls. That's all we all know that as an audience if we watch Cult of Chucky.
Gotcha.
Okay. But again, they did do flashbacks to help out people that didn't get to see it.
They did, which was great because those movies weren't box office hit, so the likelihood that people saw them were not that high.
I agree. All right, well, we only got a couple of days until the finale. Obviously, we'll do our finale spoiler review this upcoming weekend or whatever day we actually have free. Joanna, I want to thank you, obviously, for coming on as always, talking some Chucky. We only got one more episode to talk about, unfortunately. I know we have a lot of other shit that's going on right now, too, so this kind of frees us up a little bit more. But yeah, I enjoy our Chucky talks.
Me too, man. I can't wait till they confirm a season 2. What I think I'll tell you this just off air. I'll tell you.
Okay. That. All right, cool. And as always, your link to your YouTube channel is in the description. So guys, please take some time, go into the description, just click more and click on Joanne's link, show some love, subscribe. He's got a lot of content up. What was your latest stuff that you got up on your channel right now?
We have Marvel Cinematic Review coming this Wednesday for Hawkeye episode 3.
Okay.
And Figure It Out. I actually didn't post that episode. I think because of the holidays, I thought it would just get lost in the shuffle.
I got you.
I'll be posting that first thing tomorrow.
Okay.
Our Figure It Out episode, which was hilarious. So stay tuned for that.
Right. And you currently have your episode 1 and 2 spoiler review for Hawkeye as well.
Yes. We did that last week on Marvel Cinematic Review. It was a bunch of us on there. It was a lot of fun. Definitely, please go check it out.
Okay. All right. And then upcoming on my channel, obviously, we got our football show tomorrow, Monday Morning Quarterback. But beyond that, this Saturday, it's tentatively scheduled. I hope you get to go out and actually see Ghostbusters because I do want to do a spoiler review for Ghostbusters, as well as other things. Like I said, there's Hawkeye coming out on Wednesday for episode 3. So that's going to drop soon as well, whenever we get a chance to do that. And then of course, finale for Chucky.
Yep.
So stay tuned for that. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I will see you all very soon.